Alright, you guys, welcome back once again to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to jump into a short horror film. Once again, this one is called Pieces of Me, and it is by Alter. Okay, the story, I believe, is written by Julia Max. So I am definitely very interested to see this one. Judging by the thumbnail, it looks very gruesome, very disgusting, but also looks very, very interesting. So I'm ready to check this one out. If you want to check out the video on your own or the short horror film on your own, you can click in the link in the description down below this video and check it out on your own time. Or you can watch me react to it and I can give you guys my thoughts right after. So before I jump into this one, you guys, thank you once again for subscribing. Thank you for your comments. And I really, really appreciate everybody for their suggestions on other films or other videos that you want me to watch. And so I'm very, very happy to read the comments and check out the stuff that is recommended by all of you. But before we jump in here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video if you really enjoyed at the end. And don't forget to share with other people. Let them know that we are not just doing reactions here, but we're doing speed drawings as well. So I got a video of a speed drawing for you guys for this Friday. So stay tuned for that. I'm jumping back into the loop. Thank God. I mean, it was a little bit hard to get into the loop, but I'm jumping back. We're back. We're coming back little by little. So you guys, thank you once again. And let's go ahead and jump into this and check this one out. Let's get scared. Ooh, that looks good. Got a healthy smoothie going on, probably. Oh, what? No way. Oh my God. You just ruined the smoothies for me. That's disgusting. Oh my gosh.
He murdered my daughter. He murdered my daughter. He murdered my daughter. She was just a child. She was just a child. She hadn't even done anything.
You can't kill someone and then walk away like nothing happened.
You can't kill someone then walk away like nothing happened. Where's the justice in that?
That son of a bitch is going to pay. And if the cops won't make him, then I will.
Cut!
Oh, I was going to say, is this an audition? I was like, I don't know if it's some kind of
oh, thank you. Do you need anything, like an adjustment or?
That won't be necessary.
Okay.
We'll be in touch.
Well, thank you. It was nice to meet you.
Huh. All the people auditioning. That's crazy, man. That's a lot of pressure. You know, I was thinking of doing auditions for acting before because I took some acting in Sacramento. But just for like body language, like animation and all of that for animation. But I was like, nah, man. It seems like a really tough thing to do. Like faking an emotion as hard as you can.
Hey.
Hey, what the hell happened in there? I just got a call from him saying it. You've got some work to do.
Okay. Well, what more do you want me to do? I mean, I've done everything you asked me to do. I barely recognize myself in the mirror anymore.
It's not your looks this time.
And what is it?
It's just, they don't think you have the emotional depth to play the part.
What's that supposed to mean?
They think you're playing it too safe.
Well, I can go further.
Yeah, that's what I told them. You're lucky she owed me one. I got you a call back for Tuesday, but you need to step up your game on this one. I'm done pulling strings for you, Nat.
I will. I can. I will.
Don't let us down.
I won't. I won't. Todd, thank you. Really, thank you so much.
Todd sounds pissed. Dang, he hung up on her. That's crazy, man. I mean, I don't even know how it is in the industry there, the acting industry, performance. But I bet you there's so much pressure.
My name is Lauren Evans, and I'm auditioning for the role of Sandy.
So much competition, too.
Portion of the audition.
Unbelievable.
I hope you like it. When you come to the end
of the day. And then hi calls your worries all away.
Why is she waving hi to her? Oh, she's an actress. Is she watching the girl that was auditioning, or what's going on?
Can I help you?
Hi, Miss Evans.
What?
I don't know if you remember me. I'm Natalie. I was in acting class.
She was just watching her on the
Lauren.
video.
From the funeral. What can I do for you?
I just miss her so much. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come here. This was a mistake. I apologize.
No. Would you like to come in?
Really?
Yes. I would like that.
She looks like
Yes.
she
Thank you. Yes.
She looks like the girl that was in the phone. Is it her?
Thank you.
She gave her like a
Sit
look,
down.
like of admiration or something. That lady.
I have to say I'm a big fan of yours. I've seen all your movies.
Well, thank you. It's nice to know people are still watching.
It really
What?
does.
It's just in this light. Your eyes are so much like Lauren's. So what can I get
Whoa,
you?
what was that?
Coffee, tea.
Oh, a tea would be good. Thanks.
Great.
What? That was pretty cool. The split screen there. I like how they did that. It just went from like full to split. That's
Your
really
timing
really
couldn't
cool.
be more perfect.
What?
Whoa! What's?
I said your timing couldn't be more perfect. The kettle just started to boil.
What did you?
Milk? Sugar?
Yes,
Oh, those
please.
Brown? White?
Both.
Are they like adjusting ties or? Is it duct tape?
What's that?
Oh
It's
my
just a
god!
notification on my phone.
Oh, she heard that. She heard the taser.
Alrighty.
What kind of tea?
Chamomile.
Oh, then, just honey, please. Thank you.
Alright?
Yo.
Is everything alright?
Oh, yes, I was just coming to see if you needed any help.
Oh no, I'm fine. So, were you close with Lauren?
Oh, not really. She's actually quite horrible to me.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh
Oh,
god.
no, that's fine. In the end, it helped. It made it that much easier to kill her.
Excuse me.
I killed your daughter.
Whoa! What?
That's hot.
How can you say such a thing?
Because you need to hear it. I took her eyes.
Yo, that is
She
cold.
wasn't the only one. I got these from a waitress in Maine. I got this from a Pilates instructor in New York. And this is from Texas, of course. And these. You recognize these, don't you?
How?
Oh, I ate them. I popped them right out of her head with a melon baller.
Oh, that was what she was eating in the beginning.
My agent said blue eyes would make it easier for me to book roles. I tried. Contacts, they looked fake.
How could you?
How could I not? Before all of this, I
Look
was
at
just
the
background
darkness
working
around her
the time
eyes.
of
You
day
see that?
now.
I don't know if it's the lighting. It's really good lighting that's making her look
People see
like
me.
menacing, very lunatic. with the round.
I wouldn't expect you to understand. You're just like Lauren. People can't help but notice you.
You get out
Oh
of my
my God.
I'm so sorry if I caused you any pain, but I
She
needed
is
her eyes.
insane.
Get out of my house! I'm calling the police.
Oh no. Don't turn your back.
What the? Oh!
Why was she? Oh my God! Why was she standing there? She was so close to just like taking that away. Should have tasered her, man. Yo, you guys, that was really, really crazy how she was just bluntly telling her everything, like no emotion in her, like not a concern in her voice. He was just straight up with her. And then the shock of the woman is just really believable.
You're starting to believe me now? I really did kill Lauren. I promise I would not make that up. You know, the pain of losing a child is one of a kind. You'd be surprised how difficult it is to imagine that kind of grief when you don't have children.
Man, that is just cold.
What is that?
Oh man, I hope she gets out, man. I hope she finds a way to escape. Please.
Turning into anger.
Knock her out or something.
Now! If I take this duct tape off your face, will you tell me exactly how you're feeling right now? No screaming. Promise?
Huh.
Good. Well, can't say I didn't try.
Jeez.
Barbecue.
Oh gosh, she's gonna cut her off. Where's she gonna take her hair? Oh, that's when she's wearing all that to, oh my god. There'll be blood everywhere. Oh. Dear God. Okay. Yo, that looks really real. How? What in the world? Oh. Oh, she's eating.
So singing in that class?
Oh, she's eating the brain. Oh my god, the memories. All of the memories of the daughter. Oh. I can't believe it. That is disgusting.
He killed my daughter. She was just a child. She never done anything. How can you kill someone and then just walk away like nothing happened? Where's the justice in that? That son of a bitch is gonna pay. And if the cops won't make him, then I will.
Oh, she's auditioning again.
Cut!
Hey, they're blown away. Look at them. We found our star, right?
Well, that was beautiful, Natalie.
your pain. It was so real. Thank you. We'll be in touch. Okay.
Yo, this is beyond me, man. I can't believe this is... I mean, I've seen some really insane, like, short horrors, but this is, like, the top ones. One of the top ones. Wow! Man, I gotta give it to Alter for this one. They did a good job. Really, really good job. Alright, everybody, there you have it. That was Pieces of Me. So, this one was a really, I mean, I gotta say, I really enjoyed this one. Out of a lot of Alter films that I enjoy, this was one of the top ones. The most gruesome, twisted, like, psychotic ones that I've ever seen. This one was a really, really well done film. The acting was great. It was top notch. I mean, I feel like the judges that were, you know, she was going to audition too, and I'm just kind of looking at the performances. Well done by both actresses that we saw in the film. Looks like we just got, like, you know, a couple of a combination of other young women in the beginning, but throughout the story we just get the young woman and the older woman, right? The two women in the film. They both did a great job, and they both played their parts so good, so realistic that, I mean, I bought every second of their emotions. It was really well done. So, you know, I mean, it looks like this story is just pretty much a young girl just trying to get a part and going to auditions and trying to make it, right? I mean, yes, one of the things that I think about, like, I almost went into acting, not, you know, like, what is it, like, top-notch acting or whatever, but I did some acting in Sacramento, so it came to mind where I was like, I kind of want to do something like this, but I thought, like, going to auditions and things like that, it's just overwhelming, you know, it's a whole different world, and it's a lot of pressure, a lot of competition, so I was just like, nope, I'm just going to live the simple life, you know, but, I mean, I can imagine it's a lot of pressure, so, I mean, and it's, you know, a very low chance of making it out there. Unfortunately, a lot of the times it does have to do with your looks. And I mean, I'm not just saying that talent doesn't matter. You know, talent is very important. But I just think that a lot of the looks, your facial structure, the way you look, it really works for a specific part that these judges are looking for. You know, so it's very hard, I can imagine. So, I mean, I have this, you know, we have this girl that's going for that, and she just first audition. The judges don't look too happy. She gets the call from sounds like her agent or somebody that's, you know, telling her that her emotion is not very convincing. It sounds like she's, you know, keeping it safe, like holding back, and tells her to like, you know, turn it up a notch, like do a lot better. And so she's hearing these, you know, her agent all angry on the other line, just talking like that on the other side of the phone, and he gets her a second chance. You know, and tells her, like, hey, you know, you're lucky she owes me, so you better do a lot better this time. Don't let us down. And so, I mean, just that phone call right there, I felt so bad for her at that point, because I was like, man, I bet you know, looks like she's been to several auditions, looks like she's practiced this script, you know, several times, and she just can't get the part or whatever. So I'm not sure how it works, but it just seemed like that, because she just looks overwhelmed. She looks, you know, hurt and all of this, just tired, you know. So, yeah, she, what is it called? We get to a scene where, what's it called? Where she visits, you know, an older woman. Well, you know, first it opens up to a scene where the older woman is looking at the phone, looking at a screen, and it's a young girl that's in the phone that looks exactly like the one that auditioned. I was like, is this the audition that she's looking at here? You know, is this the girl that auditioned that she's looking at here? And I was just like, you know, it looks like a lot like her. Later on, of course, we find out that was her daughter she was looking at in the phone. I mean, I definitely got the impression of, like, okay, that's her daughter she was looking at, a memory of her, because clearly she was murdered, right? But we'll jump into that when we get the chance here. So I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, all of this is just like, it's a relatable thing, you know, with the whole auditioning and all of that. But before I continue with the scene with the woman looking at the phone, the beginning scene of the film, it's you know, a young girl making a smoothie. It looks like the one that was actually auditioning, but I'm not sure who it was. So we get a young girl just, well, obviously now we know who it was later on, right? But in the beginning, I didn't know who this was. I couldn't even tell it was the girl that was the main character in this film. But in the beginning, you know, opens up with a scene of her making a smoothie, which just looks really, really good. And then she just throws in 2 eyes and puts them in the blender and drinks up the smoothie, which was utterly disgusting. Wow. I mean, I was just like wanting a smoothie. I was like, man, that looks really good. But then I saw the eyes come in and I was just like, okay, yeah, that definitely just changed my perspective on smoothies for a little while. So, later on we know this young girl was the one that was making the smoothie in the beginning. But okay, let's jump back to the scene really quick here. To the woman with the phone. So she's looking at the phone, and you know, now we know that was her daughter she was looking at. And so the bell, you know, the doorbell rings. She gets the door. It's the young girl that was auditioning. And so, you know, she eventually lets her in. But notice that before she let her in, she was looking at her with like this. I noticed right away. Now later on we find out why. But in the beginning, I noticed she was looking at her with like admiration. With you know, so that was like I'm sure it was the girl that was on the phone. And that's probably why she's like, whoa. But then she acts like she doesn't remember her. She doesn't recognize her until eventually she says, "Oh, you know, you're from the funeral, right? Yeah. You know, yeah. Go ahead, come in." But again, she's just staring at her with this admiration, right? So eventually she goes into the house and then they sit down and she just, you know, they have a conversation here and there. And then the woman goes to get her some tea. The older woman gets up to get the tea for the young woman there. And as she's doing that, she's preparing all of this stuff, that like duct tape. She's got these like adjustable strap things going on and a bunch of other things. I didn't even know. I was just like, what the heck? Why is she just like speeding up this process? Is she, you know, doing something behind this woman's back? Clearly she was, because she was just, you know, trying to see like, oh God, before she comes, I'm going to just take all this out. I think she was just making sure she has everything she needs. But as you know, as more time passes by, she starts putting the stuff away, and she kind of stalls the other woman in the kitchen, like, "Oh, you know, put some honey on the tea, please." You know, and the lady has to take a little longer to do that. So as she's doing that, she's putting her stuff away, and then she drops what looks like a taser onto the ground, right? At first I thought it was like a lipstick or something, but it's a taser. She drops it on the ground, and as soon as she picks it up, the woman comes out and she almost catches her picking up this item. And then so she asks, like, "Is everything okay?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, I just wanted to make sure you needed some help." So, you know, they go sit down and she tucks the young lady tucks the taser into the side of the couch there. And then as they're conversating, the older woman says, "You know, in this lighting, you look a lot like my daughter, like your eyes, they look a lot like my daughter's." She goes, "Oh, you know," I mean, moments into the conversation, she says that to her. And she's like, "Oh, you know, she was, what did she say?" She says something like, well, like, I think she says like, "Oh, you know, she was very rude to me," or something like that. And she goes, "Oh," the mom's like, "I'm sorry to hear that," which was, you wouldn't say that about a person that just passed away, you know, to a person that's grieving. But she, you know, obviously knew she was building up to this heartless confession that she was about to make to her. But she tells her, "Yeah, she was actually very mad, you know, very terrible to me and all that." And the woman's like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." And she goes, "No, that actually made it easier for me to kill her." And right there, it's like, whoa, you know, she didn't even hold back. She didn't even hesitate. She just went for it. Got straight to the point. And the woman just is, you know, thrown off. Her acting there is just phenomenal. Like the way that somebody would just react to that, like, what are you saying, you know? So like the way the woman was just shocked by that. And then she just kept going. And it's just like, "Oh yeah, you know, I killed her daughter. Like I needed you to hear that." Like, and so she starts to tell her about all the parts of the body that she's gotten from different people that she's killed, until eventually she gets to the eyes, which were her daughter's. And the woman asks, how, you know, still in shock and disbelief. And the young woman's like, "Well, I ate them," you know. And that's when we recall back to the opening scene with the smoothie. She says, "Oh, I popped them out with some kind of tool." And she's like, "Popped them out and then threw them into a smoothie," you know. And it's just like, as soon as she's telling her this stuff, I mean, this poor woman, she's in grief, she's grieving, and she's just hearing all this stuff, like, confess from her murderer, like, bluntly, carelessly, like, not even without a care, you know, just straight up telling her all this stuff. "Oh, I did all this," you know, and she's really happy telling it too, so it's crazy. So of course the woman does what anybody would do, like kick her out of the house. Hey, get out of my house. And as soon as things get tense, she's getting up to call the police or whatever. And I'm assuming the police, right? She's like tapping her phone, like in shock again. She can't even think in the process. And she's turning her back to the young woman. And I was like, oh, don't turn your back. And so at that point, I was like, she's about to shock her and she's going to knock her out. But no, we actually get her to turn around. And she notices she has the taser on her. And she like almost recognizes it. I'm like, was this her daughter's or she's just looking at it like, what is this that you have, So she grabs it from her and she like, turns it on. I think she's kind of like saying, this is probably what I heard when I said, earlier when she was making the tea, she's like, oh, what was that? And the young woman's like, oh, that was, what did she say? Like a phone notification or something like that. Like totally lied to her. And at that moment when she was holding the taser now, she's like, oh, like I recognize the sound, But she's holding it for so long, she's not even acting on it. The young woman pulls it from her and then, of course, tasers her and knocks her out. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, we could have had something right there. She could have, like, knocked her out with that taser, whatever. But she didn't do it. She knocks her out. And so, of course, when she comes to, she's tied up in the chair with all the equipment that the young woman had. And right there, it's when she kind of starts to, like, talk to her a little bit more. And then the lighting of the room also, as she's talking to her and confessing and all this stuff. It like really brings out the darkness in her eyes, like the dark kind of a dim lighting brings out this like darkness in her. I'm not sure if she had makeup on, but it looks really, really good. It makes her look so like cynical, very like inhumane almost a little bit. So I think they did a really good job to kind of bring out the darkness in her eyes, the evil in her soul. Really, really good, you guys. Alter. I just don't, man, this is really good. So, as she's, telling her, hey, promise me you're going to tell me, I forgot what she asks her. She goes, as soon as I take the tape off, you're not going to scream. So, of course, she removes the tape and the woman proceeds to scream, right? And so, as she keeps screaming, the young girl tasers her again, knocks her out completely. And I think at that point, she kills her, like, for good. Because she just went on and tasered her, like, for a couple seconds, for a while. And, she just, bacon, starts smelling her hair or whatever, the burnt hair. And I was just like, man, this woman is psychotic. This is really, really crazy to watch. I can't believe what I'm seeing here. So, I mean, that wasn't even the disgusting part yet, or the worst cynical part. She begins to cut open her head, the top of her head. And I was like, is she going to take her hair? But nope, she opens up her, the bone part. I'm not sure how she got to the brain. But she eventually gets to the brain and she eats the brain. I mean, that was just really, really gross. Oh my God. That was one of the most craziest things I've seen. And I've seen a lot of like gruesome, eating brains and all these things, but just the way it was done, like the way it was done, this happened to a person that was already in pain, that was already hopeless, and she still was told in her face about the murder and was tied up on a chair and was tortured. And then eventually she's just lifeless now after all of that. And one night, and then her brain's getting eaten alive, or her brain's getting eaten like a breakfast or something, like a big meal by that woman. And as she's consuming the brain parts, she's now collecting all the memories that the woman had of the daughter. And to me, that was just like a combination of horror, sadness, just to see all of that happening. What do you call that? Like almost the ultimate definition of insanity. It was just like her humanness was gone. She was just consuming this woman's brain like a carnivore or an animal. It was just, it's crazy. So as she consumes a brain, and then she, you see her like burp it out as the woman is sitting there lifeless on the chair, tied up still. It was just, man, I was really sad to see it. It was really sad. It was really like horrifying, but I mean, they did a good job. They did a really well done job here. So finally she gets, to the next audition, the final audition, the second opportunity she got from her agent. And of course she performs really well. She nails it. but it's because she has now the mind of the woman that was grieving for this murder, the eyes of the young woman that was murdered, and other body parts of other people in order to fit that, what is it called? Like character, I guess, that was expected from the judges. And, you know, the judges are just astounded by her performance, and they are like, wow, you did so good. Of course, they're going to call her back. She most likely got the part. You know, we know she got the part. Judges were just in awe. And as she's walking out of the auditioning room, she gives this very menacing smirk on her, you know, her smile, which was so well done. It was so good. This woman was just killing it in this role. I mean, I believed her evil side of her, even her like innocent side of her. She just did so good, because I know she performed like the innocent, like more of a shy, stiff part in the beginning. She did a really good job. Even in the car, as she was speaking to the agent, like she just showed like a sense of lack of confidence, you know, a sense of fear and all of that, anxiety. Just her face was just displaying all of that. Even the way she's just kind of like moving her hand like around like this, something like that, as she's receiving the call. And then later on, she is straight up evil. She's got the darkness in her eyes a little bit. And I mean, it was just well done. This whole story was really well written. Everything just played out smoothly. The whole sequence of events was so well done. I didn't feel like there was like a, you know, what is it called? Shots that were cut abruptly and like mixed shots, you know what I mean? Like we get just a random shot after another. I forgot what that's called, how you phrase that, but there wasn't any of that. Like chops, like choppy parts on there. It really felt like it was a flow of scenes. It really was a well done film. So let me know what you guys thought though. Those are my thoughts on there. I really enjoyed this one. This one was disgusting. It was insane. And in a way, it was also very sad and disturbing to watch. So those are my thoughts on there. I really enjoyed it. Alter, very well done. Good job. And also you guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like it. And, let me know if I missed anything. I hope you guys have a good, safe night and eat some healthy smoothies without any body parts. Take care of yourselves. Peace.